and the places that you know seem like fantasy. There's a light inside your soul that's still shining in the cold, with the truth, the promise in our hearts. Don't forget, I'm with you in the dark.
I'm ashamed of you, Duncan, said Skarloey. You should think of your passengers. Passengers are just nuisances. They're always complaining. Skarloey was shocked. That's no way to talk, he said. Thank goodness Renius is coming home. Perhaps he'll teach you sense before it's too late. What has Renius got to do with it? Renius saved our railway, said Skarloey. Please tell us about it, begged Peter Sam. The year before you came, said the old engine, things were very bad. We were on our last wheels. Mr. Hugh was driver and fireman, while the thin controller was guard. He did everything else too, and helped Mr. Hugh mend us in the shed. We expect 2 fresh engines next year, they told us, but we must keep the trains going now. If we don't, our railway will close. How awful, said Peter Sam in sympathy. I tried hard, though I couldn't do much. But Renius understood. It's my turn now, he said. You've done more than your share of hard work. He was often short of steam, but he always tried to struggle to a station and rest there. That, said Skarloey earnestly, is most important with passengers. But I get very cross if we stop at wrong places, like viaducts. Then they say we're a bad railway and never come back. I remember Renius stopping in a wrong place once, said Skarloey. That afternoon he had damp rails and a full train. There were passengers even in Beatrice, the guard's van. His wheels slipped dreadfully on the steep bit after the first station, but they gripped at last. The worst's over, he thought. Now we're away. Come along, he sang to the coaches. Come along. Oh, I've got cramp, he groaned. He stopped, unable to move, on the loneliest part of the line. The thin controller and Mr. Hugh examined him carefully. The passengers watched and waited. Renius eyed them anxiously. They looked cross. At last the thin controller stood up. Your valve gear on one side had jammed, he said. We've unfastened the rods and tied them up. Now, Renius, he went on, we need to reach the next station. Can you pull us there on one cylinder? I'll try, sir, but the next station isn't the right station. Will the passengers be cross? Don't worry, smiled the thin controller. They know we can't reach the top station today. The thin controller sanded the rails. Passengers from Beatrice pushed behind. Mr. Hugh gently eased out the regulator. The train jerked and began to move. I'll do it. I'll do it. I've got there at last, he sighed with relief. It's proud of you I am indeed, said Mr. Hugh. You're a gallant little engine, said the thin controller. When you're rested, we'll mend you ready for tomorrow. It was Duncan who broke the silence. Thank you for telling us about Renius, he said. I was wrong. Passengers are important after all. All the little engines were at the wharf on the day that Renius came home. Some of the fat controller's engines were there too. Edward pushed Renius's truck to the siding. This was the signal for a chorus of whistles from engines large and small. You never heard such a noise in all your life. The owner, Renius, and other important people made speeches. The band played, and everyone was very happy. But Renius was happiest of all in his own place that night, next to his friend Skarloey. Oh, this helps a little engine to feel, he said, that at last he has really come home.